So here we go. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 80 of the Unknown Games podcast. Apparently, we've been live for a whole 2 minutes before life started when I clicked the start streaming button. YouTube is so strange. It really is strange when you try to start streaming, but
My
beyond.
autofocus is pretty fucked up right now. Anyways, yeah, what's up?
It's a weird day for technical stuff. Once again, I'm your host, Adrian, and I'm joined by my co-host, Alex. What's up? How's it going?
Good.
It's yeah, last week I wasn't feeling so well, but we took a week off. This was I think that was the first week, but not the first actual week we took a week off, but it was the first time that nothing was uploaded.
Yeah, I mean, we could have. I mean, you know what? I should have just done a solo podcast.
You should do a show. You should do. Remember that time you said you were going to take over the podcast?
I should have just done a solo podcast. Is what was
and then just uploaded it. I don't know what it would have been like. Would it have been like episode 69? Ed stays away from. He's like, yeah, you should listen to that episode, but he's like, don't listen to episode number 69. I'm like, I thought you were proud of it.
I was thinking for our next milestone, whatever it is, like episode 150 or something like that, or some kind of milestone. We should do a Q&A because those are fun. Like always, everyone loves doing Q&A for milestones, right?
What's a Q&A?
What is a Q&A?
What would it? I'm sorry. What would a Q&A be for us?
Yeah, just like send in your questions. Be like, hey guys, it's we wanna answer your like community's questions. Send in whatever you want to us on Twitter or on our Anchor, voicemail or whatever. And I was thinking it'd be funny if we did like for a week or 2 weeks or something. We'd be like, hey, we're doing a Q&A for the next episode. Or for this episode, send in your questions. We'll answer them on the episode. And then it'd be funny if we were like, hey, this episode is just dedicated completely to Q&A. We're only going to do Q&A. We're not going to talk about news or anything. We're going to answer your questions.
It's
we're going
just
to sign
answer
off.
questions.
Yeah. And then it'd be so funny. We'd like, all right, guys, let's see what questions we got. Like, we got none.
Questions.
We got
no questions. Right, and it's like, that's the show.
Episode, guys.
That's it.
That's the episode. Thanks a lot.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Yeah. I guess that's our, what episode is, this is episode 80. I mean, we're due for another season.
We could do it for 100.
You want to do it for 100? You want to do it for
100? We'll do 100. But we'll just say we'll give everyone, let's say, a week. So at the end of episode 99, right?
Right.
Like, okay, next episode is gonna be our special Q&A milestone. Definitely send in your questions on Twitter or whatever. Hit us up on like our Discords or whatever, and then we won't set any reminders or anything. Well, our episode is only questions. We'll sit down. But let's see what questions we got. Oh, no questions. All right. See you guys next week.
It'll be the shortest show since the show we didn't do a show.
It'll be. Yeah, I think that'd be.
You know, we should have faith. We should have faith because you know what? We've got some long-standing listeners, especially our friend over in Puerto Rico. I don't know.
You're just doing a shout out.
I'm giving a shout out, dude. Person has been listening since, as far as I can tell, day one. Is we have had this person, and I gotta say we've had people from all around the world, but. But no, it's Costa Rica. Sorry, it's Costa Rica. I gotta make sure. Yeah, Costa Rica. But Costa Rica holding it down all the time, every week. I don't even like doubt. I just have thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Considerable thanks.
All right,
Costa Rica.
We'll do it. We'll consider it for our next or for our 100 episode milestone. But in the meantime, I guess we can just. Started with this episode.
There we go. So remember, you can follow us on Twitter at UGP_cast. You can also type that in for the Instagram as well if you want to follow there. And of course, you can catch us live on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Separately, Ninja Tricks, and my co-host Alex, Root24 on Twitch. From 9 o'clock p.m. Japan Standard Time.
Why did you say Japan like that? But yeah.
Sometimes I speak too fast and my mind has to catch up.
Cool. All right. Sounds fun.
You've never had that problem, have you?
I've done it via text, like when I was typing, but never like speaking, I think.
No speaking? Yeah. I've got hamsters. Hamsters, they're running.
Hamsters, yeah.
Darn
it. You remember the hamster dance?
From Hamtaro?
No, that's not from Hamtaro.
Wait, what's the hamster dance? I've never seen.
Never heard of the hamster? Okay,
I've heard of the chicken dance.
You can't play it on the podcast. You'll get copyright stricken.
What?
Stricken. I don't know. What's the right verb?
You'll get copyrighted.
I don't think that's it either.
Is the verb not to copyright someone?
Nope. Salt and Rose, nope. Anyways, it's a song. Just go look it up when we're done. Anyways.
Okay, I'll look it up. So I guess we can start off with I don't know. I mean, do we want to talk about what we've been playing this week or last week or the
Yeah,
past
I've
two
been
weeks kind of thing?
playing. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 and Pokemon Blue.
Pokemon Blue.
That's
How'd
pretty
you end
much
up
it.
in Blue Land?
How? Good question, my friend. Where's my camera?
That's not gonna copyright us.
That maybe that might. Yeah, I've been playing.
Don't look
Yeah,
up the hamster song, but it's
yeah.
okay.
So I dug out my 3DS here because I wanted to just play the Pokemon Blue on Virtual Console.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, no, I've been playing Pokemon Blue. I'm at the Elite Four right now.
It's so fast. Like Pokemon goes by really quick.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
when you
20 hours. I'm 20 hours in, and I'm at the Elite Four.
I mean, I mean, I guess if I had have gotten the Switch, I probably would have. I said I would have picked up Pokemon, like the
Sword
newer
and Shield.
ones, yeah, Sword and Shield, and started
Yeah.
from there and like maybe worked back. And honestly, I still will whenever I do get a Switch. But I'm thinking maybe I should just get the Switch, whatever the new Switch is, whenever that happens.
Oh, the rumored one. I don't know.
The,
Yeah.
the rumored one, the
Yeah.
forever rumored one.
Well, I'm playing Pokemon Blue now, and then once I'm done Blue, I'm gonna move on to Soul Silver, I think. And then after Soul Silver, I'm either gonna finish up like the post game because I never got around to it from Omega Ruby, and then I'm gonna go do the DLC for Sword.
So you're just gonna
Um,
keep playing a lot of Pokemons. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, are you? Well, I mean, I guess what's been the most different thing for you going all the way back to Blue and then kind of because I mean you've definitely played the current ones.
hmm
Is there any nostalgia factor to going back there? Or you just wanted to check it out? Like what
Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, I started on Gen 1, right? That's the
Yeah.
game that was like the Pokemon when I started playing Pokemon. Like I guess what they call a Gen 1er, because like that's where I started, right?
You're a Gen Oneer.
Yeah. Um, so it's really good still. I think even now the games are good. Like there's a bit of a adjustment because you kind of forget how shitty it was back then. You
Mm-hmm.
forget like, oh, every time you want to use an HM, you have to hit pause, open your menu, go to Pokemon, then choose strength or whatever. And you do that every single time.
What's
So
an HM?
have you never played Pokemon before? Like what?
I haven't played Pokemon in so long. I don't even know what a HM is. Like, you're not talking about the clothing brand, obviously, but what's a HM?
HM? Are you talking H and M? The
No, no,
clothing brand?
not the clothing brand, but Pokemon HM.
Yeah, it's a hidden machine. So in English it's
Okay.
called hidden machine, and then in Japanese it's called hidden machine. So pretty close.
It's very close.
Yeah. It's the stuff that lets you it's for story progression. So like you can use them as attacks in battle, but you also use them on the overworld to progress basically. So
Huh.
it's your HMs in Gen 1 are strength cut, hold on. Strength cut, surf fly, flash. I think there's only 5, right? So
Mhm.
those are your HMs.
Oh, that's what those are called. It just caught up to me. It just caught up to me, like when you swim on your, or when you do those sorts of things, right?
Yeah.
Those skills in the world. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I never knew they had a name, or I just didn't. I
No,
didn't.
they've always had a name. Yeah,
I
it's like
I
here
never.
you got HM05. You're like, okay, better use that. Anyways, so every time you use an HM, you have to open your pause menu and then you have to select your Pokemon, choose your HM, and then if you enter a battle, you have to go and do it again. Like if you're in the middle of a strength puzzle, you have to go like choose it again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas opposed in like newer Pokemon games with HMs, well, I mean they kind of got rid of them actually in Sword Shield basically, but in the newer ones, you could just like go up to the bush and then hit A, and then it's like, do you want to cut it? And you're like, yeah, I do, and then you could just cut it. You don't have to open your menu for that.
Man, real life would be great if you could just walk up to stuff. If you had
Yeah,
if you had one of those in real life, what would you want? What HM would you
an
want?
HM, I don't,
Yeah,
like
yeah. What would you
fly,
want?
I guess. Yeah,
Fly? You
yeah,
want to fly like to destinations? That's it? You don't
yeah.
want to chop buildings down or something like that? You don't want to just be
No,
like a superhero or a super villain? You'd be a villain if you
no,
if you
I
chop
would
things down.
choose fly because then I could live wherever I wanted and not have to pay like transportation costs, basically. It's quick travel. It's quick travel. It's like you never realize this as a kid, but it's quick travel. It's Pokemon's version of quick travel. So yeah.
That's a
Um,
good point.
and then your bag space is limited in Gen 1. Like it's actually really small. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to deposit your items frequently or like use them or throw them or sell them. Whereas in newer Pokemon games, you just basically have an infinite bag.
Huh.
Box management is messed up because there's no sprites, so it just has like Alakazam, whatever, and you're like, what do you have more than one? Like you have more than one Pidgeotto, for example, and you're like, which Pidgeotto is this again? or God forbid you nickname your Pokemon. Like who is Butt Tingle? Like I can't remember who Butt. You
But
know what I
I'm
mean? Like yeah,
yeah, but I mean like they remade those
yeah, correct,
with the
yes.
adjustments. So if anyone does want to go, replay them, or maybe they pick them up from the first time, or maybe buy them for someone for the first time. If you want to, definitely know you don't have to go all the way back to
No, it's a Gen
the
1. No, you don't have to. Yeah,
yeah, you don't have to go all the
they
way back.
remade Gen 1 twice. They did Fire Red, Leaf Green,
Hmm.
which is part of Gen 3 technically, and then they did, if you want to count them, another remake in Gen 7 for Pokemon Let's Go, Let's Go
Pikachu and
Pikachu
Eevee.
and Eevee. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I guess that's probably where I would start. Maybe because I think can you almost play all of the Pokemon games on the Switch now,
You can
like
do all
remake.
you can do all of them except for Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee on the 3DS. So with Virtual Console on your 3DS, you could do
Hmm.
Gen 1, Gen 2, and
Okay.
then there's remakes of Gen 3. Gen 4 is a DS game. It's also getting remade later this year, but so Gen 4 is a DS game. Gen 5 is also DS, and then Sun and Moon is 3DS. And then for Gen 7, you need to do. Well, Gen 7 is on 3DS and Switch because of Pokemon Let's Go. It's pretty messed up. But then, yeah, then you have to go to the Switch for Gen 8. So you can do
I mean,
pretty
the fact
much.
that you remember that is
Yeah.
is
So you can do
good.
all of them on the 3DS essentially. And then if you want to wait for Gen 4 remakes, that's later this year.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess whenever new Switch comes out, I'll be somewhat set. I mean, there's still a lot to go back through. I mean, right now I'm still going through Kingdom Hearts 1, and I don't know. Did you have a moment like this when you went back to the Gen 1? So for me, I started Kingdom Hearts, and like sometimes like the things that have changed in modern games, like
Oh, yeah.
textures, like a
Yep.
normal door, I kept walking past it, and head was like, dude, you just need to go in that door. I'm like, this door doesn't open. He's like, no, trust me, that door opens. And I walk up to the door, and then you load into that environment. I was like, this door just like a normal like posted door. It doesn't look like it's special or anything. And I've had to retrain my mind. Have you had to do that? Any?
I don't think I have to do that. I don't know. Like Pokemon is because Pokemon's like a Game Boy game basically, so they're really
Right.
limited. It's tile based graphics.
Hmm.
And then like stuff won't look like an exit because they can't really draw an exit from an overhead view.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the tiles are just different colored. You're like, I think that's an exit. It looks like a weird ass welcome
It's
mat or
like
something, basically. Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, as long as you're having fun, and then of course, I think you're still playing Final Fantasy. You said 14, right?
Yeah, I'm
Still
gonna
just
play that for like
forever.
forever. I was afraid to get back into 14 just because it's such a time sink. Like it's legitimately a time sink.
But it seems like you're managing it pretty well, though.
I'm playing very casually still, because it's not too bad of a time sink. I'm still doing the story. I'm not doing like raids or anything, and I'm not expected to log in
Hmm. Hmm.
and do my stuff. But once you get to the end game, essentially, you kind of need to play daily to keep up with the gear.
Okay.
And if you don't keep up with your gear, then you're not basically like what's the word?
I mean, you're not. No, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
competitive,
The
but you're not.
competitive is a fine way to say it. Yeah, like if you don't
Yeah.
keep up with your gear, you're not competitive, and you're not competitive, no one's gonna want you in your group. And if no group is gonna take you, you're gonna have a hard time to do doing content, right? Because no one wants you.
Yeah, we
So
just call that hard life. I mean, are you still
yeah,
playing Apex though? I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
I'm
I
playing.
haven't touched Apex. I haven't
Yeah,
touched
I'm
it
still playing Apex.
in a
Yeah.
couple weeks. How's the new event though?
Oh, they're fun. It's
The
fun.
rotating.
Yeah.
Is it every day? It rotates
It's like
for war
every two,
games.
3 days. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
was playing last night. We did Ultra Zones. Anyone who doesn't know about this, they're doing an event right now for Apex. And every couple of days, they're changing up the formula just a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
All the changes are pretty fun, though, I think. It makes the game way more aggressive. So the first change was armor regen. So there are no shield cells. There's still batteries, though.
Okay.
And then if you get damaged and your armor doesn't crack, you wait like 7 seconds and your armor will regen 15 points per second, I believe it was, which is very fast, to be honest.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
like
I think
it's like Call of Duty level like
yeah.
regen. Yeah.
It just kind of. I remember seeing some footage, and it's just like as long as you survive till then, like especially if you can find a hero like a Pathfinder or Wraith or something like that to
You
just
could
get
just
out.
zip away. Yeah.
Yeah.
The armor regen was really fast. It was like I said, it's like Call of Duty level regen basically. If your shield gets cracked though, you have to wait a full 16 seconds for your armor to start regenning.
Okay. Which is a little.
It's for balance purposes, obviously, because if you could regen quickly, it would make fights so hard. Then basically, you want to get cracked or to crack someone rather. and
Mhm.
then rush them is the how you win that fight.
Okay. Okay.
But now we have ultra zones, so that's 3, I believe, hot zones per drop, like per start. Um, and then each hot zone is also a flashpoint, which is a mechanic brought back from the older event from last year. So
Right.
it's like a
Which
big
you
ass
gain
bubble, and
health.
you automatically heal shields and health inside that bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, season was it 9? I think is going to start sometime in May, early May or something like that. So,
It's soon, yeah. It's in a couple weeks here, yeah.
and they haven't announced the new legend at the moment. I don't know if I want a new legend per se, but don't I don't know what I want from a new season of Apex, honestly. Because like I said, I've taken a break from the game, and it's been kind of nice to take a break, but I don't know what I would want. Like a new map, or I mean, what would you want? A new map, or would you want a new character, or would you want some sort of like balance fix for another character? I mean, I think they fixed your boy Octane. They're gonna have to nerf him
Yeah, the
again.
jump pad's pretty awesome now. I mean, it's a good question. To be honest, because like they've introduced like a ton of characters. Obviously, they do one every season.
Yeah.
Despite that, I still play Octane. Like I've dabbled with the other characters, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, this character is my new main. My secondary is Revenant, but given the choice, I'll always choose Octane. I just really
Mm-hmm.
like running fast, essentially, and the jump pad's really fun. So a new character doesn't really entice me all that much
Mm-hmm.
unless the abilities are like, I don't know, double jumping and wall running or something like that.
Unless it turns into Titanfall, like
Yeah, it's
like
basically Titanfall, yeah, or basically summon a Titan, get in that Titan or something like that. Yeah.
it's like
So a new
the
character
OP
doesn't
one.
really, yeah, I'm not really that jazzed on a new character. So I guess a new map, but even then, like how it's not like they can pump out new maps every season, right? It kind of
I
gets
Yeah,
fatiguing. Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like when I ask myself what I want from Apex, I'm kind of like there's no immediate answer that comes to mind because even with a new map, they only keep X probably like 2 maps on rotation at a
Yeah,
time.
it's like 2, yeah, per
And like
rotation,
what
yeah.
you're doing in the map, because it isn't like Titanfall, it isn't like, well, it isn't like one map you're going to be wall running and then the other map you're not going to be wall running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Even though the terrain is different, you're still doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like looting, positioning, and gunfighting. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess they might come back with World's Edge. They might change it up again. Maybe that map gets nuked. I don't know. They seem to want to make maps
I
smaller.
actually started playing Titanfall again recently, a couple weeks ago with some friends. We were like, hey,
Hmm.
let's play Titanfall. We all reinstalled it. We can still get matches. And like we're like, oh, it'd be fun in Apex where like they had an event where there were 2 neutral Titans on the map. So there were just 2 Titans fighting on the map, but you couldn't like get in them. They had extremely high health, and they would just kill like enemies regardless or players regardless.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like, well, the 2 Titans will be fighting each other, but if you happen to be in the way, you get
Oh,
stepped on. Yeah,
that would be good.
you could get stepped on or something like that. You could get hit by a stray rocket or something like that. Would make it pretty chaotic.
That would be pretty cool because and they tried to do that in season, was it 2 or 3 with the on Kings Canyon, the walking thingamabobs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
could
But
step on you, but it
imagine like
wasn't
2 Titans that are just fighting each other.
actually fighting. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
They need to maybe that's what they need to do. Reprogram Apex. Just like straight up give us the next gen upgrade for it. You know what I mean? Just go ahead, fix the weird CPU issues that whatever coding they need to do. Just fix the game, call
Do
it
you have
Apex
problems
2.
streaming Apex though, or?
I don't, but I still run it. I think one person that I know, they had like a huge problem with it, and I had to tell them the stuff I told them, and then my friend was like, "Why does the game use so much CPU?" I'm like, I don't know. Did they? I just assumed that they programmed it that way on accident. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't stream Apex actually. I mean, I have, but I don't. So I don't know. I think no. I usually get 165 frames per second on Apex,
Mhm.
which is like the limit of my monitor. And then when I'm streaming it, I drop to 120, which sounds like a first world problem for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like at first, coming from a person who had like choppy world, just like straight up running at 2 frames a second at one point. I was like, why is it doing it this so bad?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's definitely streamable now. Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely streamable now. I'm so glad I got my upgrade. I look at PS5s and I'm like, I don't need that. I'm okay.
Yeah,
Sony's like,
yeah. It's PC master race from
it's
now on,
like
right? Yeah.
it's like
Congratulations.
PC. Yeah,
Welcome. Yeah.
I'm here until those exclusives start rolling out. I'm like, I need to play God of War. I need to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, part of me today, I was looking at some news, and I guess we'll kind of slide on into it. is I was looking at Game Pass, and
Oh,
I've
for
been looking
PC.
for PC. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean the stuff in Japan that's offered for Game Pass versus what's offered in the US is different.
Oh, right. That
So
sucks.
it
But
is,
yeah,
yeah, it is region. So I looked over the list, and it's like there's nothing I immediately want, or I already haven't, unfortunately, bought or anything like that. But um, it is an interesting perspective or prospect. There we go, prospect that I keep considering. I keep considering. I don't want to pull the trigger, but I keep considering it.
I think like for me, I mean, I'm already on the edge of pulling the trigger here. And if you want to play the American library, just make sure your
Just to do a VPN or
account is
something,
set
right?
to America. Yeah, then you're
Okay.
good. But like, what do they have right now? They have Yakuza 1 through 6. They have Nier. They have Code
Oh,
Vein.
1 through 7, bro.
7 is 7 on there
I
now?
wait. I thought 7 was on there. Is
7.
7 on
I
there,
don't
or
think seven's
seven's
on
just
there.
on? Oh, it's just on Xbox. Never mind. It's just on Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know why I felt like it's on. But yeah, they have Nier. They have
Yeah, they have
Nier.
Nier on PC. I actually don't think they have Code Vein on PC. That might be mistaken about that. But they have Dragon Quest 11.
Mhm.
I do believe they have a bunch of Final Fantasy games. So even on PC, it's such a compelling prospect, and you're not obligated. You know, they're not making you pay for the rest of your life. So let's say you just commit like, oh, I'm gonna play for Game Pass for like half a year. I'm just gonna play a
Mhm.
shitload of JRPGs. I would say absolutely, you would get your money's worth, assuming you beat 2 of those
Yeah,
JRPGs. Yeah.
assuming you beat, because like I think the first month at least here there's it's like $1, and I
And
mean
then after
overall
that, it's like 10 or
it's
something, right?
10
Yeah.
or something. It's relatively. I mean, it's cheap, honestly. It's
It is, yeah.
and there's, I mean, statistically, gamers don't finish games. I think it's the majority of the statistics is
Yeah.
what's said is that no one finishes them. So if you want to just go have some fun, play around in a game, check it out. Even something like these huge open world games like Red Dead, you know what I mean? Just
Yep.
check it out and
You
be
can
like,
just like dick
okay,
around for a bit, yeah.
that it's perfect in that sense. And the article I was reading was just like, yeah, man, Sony doesn't have anything out on the console. I look at my PS5 and I'm like, I enjoyed it for the first couple months, but there's nothing on it now. But I turn on my Xbox every other day and play Game Pass, and I'm like, I mean, you're just playing games that are already out. I mean, they're out on both systems technically, but yes, you can boot it up, and for a minimal amount of money, just go ahead and plop it. But yeah,
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, Game Pass is a really it's a compelling like purchase. If you get yourself like an Xbox Series S, uh,
It's even
uh,
cheaper. Just even.
and then you just have like a year of Game Pass. That's a lot of that's value.
D-
That's straight up value
Dude,
right
if
there.
we were college students right now, that would be just. I mean, I would probably still own both consoles, but I would definitely have Game Pass. I would honestly do it.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't
Like
know why
I would have a PS5
college
for
makes
like
a difference.
the 2-3 games that maybe I would want to play. Um, and then the rest on Game Pass. Like they're really pushing Game Pass hard, like especially for people
Hmm.
like me. I remember when they announced Dragon Quest 11S on Xbox, and they're like, "Oh, coming day and date with Game Pass." I'm like, "No way, that's insane."
Yeah, you're like, why am I gonna buy it? Why
Yeah,
am I
like
even gonna?
let's
Why try?
say
Why
let's say
try?
you were already subscribed to Game Pass, and they're like, "Oh, you're getting this game when it comes out. Boom, it's yours. Like you have it now." I'm like, "Holy shit, that's crazy. That's really good."
Yep. It's like, well, okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. And I mean, I guess this wasn't anything I wanted to talk about today. But I mean, at the same time, like Sony, of course, is working on something similar, but maybe just giving away their first party titles, which they did do for PlayStation 5 owners. You do get those first party, Spider-Man, Uncharted,
Yeah,
all
they
those
did.
things.
Yeah,
They
they
did.
did. They
But
did.
it's like some people were like, it's not the same.
Yeah, because they're not new is the thing.
It's
They're not new games. Yeah, if
But
they
like
were like, oh,
but most of the games on Game Pass aren't new.
most aren't, but I think there's like I think when Halo Infinite comes out, it's also gonna be on Game Pass, and that's a
I,
big deal if you're a Halo
yeah,
fan, right?
yeah. I mean, when Outriders came out, if you wanted to play it, that was day and date. The
Yeah,
Medium, I bought,
exactly,
I bought
exactly.
the Medium. I was like, oh, I'm having fun. But if you were on Game Pass, just buy,
Yeah,
just
it's
get it.
yours. You would have had it, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that's really where Game Pass is definitely doing things right. I gotta say, like I don't own an Xbox, and I'm not subscribed to Game Pass on PC, but you have to admit it's a compelling like service.
I mean, and who would have thought that? Because everyone was always thinking that the future was going to be streaming. I know maybe it still is way down the line. Stadia and whatever Amazon's thing is.
Yeah, those ever don't like die.
The
Rip
the
Stadia. Stadia is basically dead. Stadia is DOA, is it not?
no man,
Like,
no. Resident Evil 8's coming to Stadia.
oh wow.
Yeah, and if you get Resident Evil 8, you get Resident Evil 7 already, and you can go play it.
Mm,
Yeah, see,
amazing.
compelling.
Do you know
And
a single human that owns a Stadia?
no,
Exactly.
I just because I don't know them doesn't mean they don't exist. They're out there somewhere. You
Yeah,
know,
all 10,
they're
all
pulling
10
their
of them. All 10 of them. Yeah.
they're pulling their weight. They're paying and they're playing.
Hmm.
Probably on Game Pass as well, streaming from the X Cloud. Oh my goodness. But yeah, anyways, onto the actual news that I actually pulled out for the day. World Ends With You, Neo.
Oh, yeah.
I think you were a big World Ends With You fan.
Yep. I mean, I like the first game. I mean, the only game. So,
Yeah, it's like the only game. But what did you think of this news though?
What, that's coming to PS4 or that's coming to Epic Game Store?
Both. I guess the just the entire thing, because I wasn't expecting it. Honestly, the anime is going on right now.
You didn't expect what?
This just it's a brand new game. It's not like it's you know
They announced this like last year, right?
wait, they did? I thought they
Yeah.
only announced the anime.
No, this is not like new. This is not like new.
Why do I feel like I'm so
the
behind on
day-
life?
the
Like I'm
day
so
is new.
behind. I'm so
Yeah.
behind on life. This is like the time. This is like a couple episodes ago when I was like, oh yeah, that Tales of Arise trailer.
Yeah, it's the
that
same
new
trailer,
Tales of it's the same. Man, gosh, what's wrong with
The date is news, July 27th. That's the news.
That's
but
the
The
news?
fact
Is
that the
that the
game
date?
exists is not like new. But no,
Wow.
if you're asking me about the release date. Yeah, they always said it was summer. They said summer 2021. So now we know July 27th.
It's July
so
27th.
yeah, now we just have more info basically. But
Well, I mean,
no.
I guess what the characters weren't even. I mean, they detailed the characters then. Like, you knew the characters.
I think they showed off what they did show off was a little bit more of I think some new like some more character designs, more of the battle system, and voice acting, and the date. So
and the date. I mean, and
Yeah.
the date is very important. Date's very important.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's also coming to the Epic Game Store.
that was new. That to me that was new.
Which
yeah.
it's coming to Epic Game Store on the. No, they don't have a date yet. It just says summer,
It'll
which
come
could be like
yeah.
August, maybe September or something like
Yeah,
that.
so I was totally gonna get this on PS4. I was gonna get this on PS4, but now that it's coming on PC, like I think that's my answer. I'm gonna get it on PC.
But here's the thing that I don't really understand is what is this weird thing with Square Enix deciding some games are Epic exclusive and some aren't? I mean, I'm sure Epic has it maybe approaching them to kind of say, hey,
I think it's got to be a deal thing because you got to remember like the last or the newest game to come out on Steam, or will be coming out on Steam is Nier Replicant, which is coming out in 3 days actually.
right.
That was announced, I believe, TGS 2020, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, I think they were probably like working with Steam or they had some agreement, or Epic really wasn't on their radar at the time. So they're like, oh, the default for PC games is Steam. Since then, though, we've seen Kingdom Hearts release exclusively for the Epic Game Store, and now we're having World Ends With You on the Epic Game Store. So I can only presume this is some kind of just like Epic throwing money at their faces. Yeah, and
I mean,
like, okay, sure.
Well, I mean, the majority of the audience that played this game the first time around, it was on, of course, DS and then iPhone and
then Switch later,
and then
yeah.
Switch later on. I mean, I guess I don't know how many new players they're going to attract. With it being on PC and not being across all available, not consoles, but downloadable platforms or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you want to be like technical, it's on PC. Like, just because it's on a different storefront doesn't mean it's not on PC. It's still on PC. It's just being sold exclusively by one downloadable store.
Right.
Yeah, if we're getting really technical here. So it's on PC technically. But, whoa, Xander Momus is in this game? That's crazy. I didn't know that. I'm just watching the trailer.
See,
Yeah.
I'm giving you that new info. This is a new trailer.
Yeah, that's the main character of Persona 5 in English. He's also the announcer for Smash Bros.
Oh, man.
Anyways, yeah. So I think this is just Epic throwing bags of money at Square, and Square is just like, all right, sure, we'll put it on Epic Games Store. Yeah.
We'll take it. Because like Outriders, that was on that's on both stores, and like you said, Kingdom Hearts, that is only Epic. But then it kind of makes you wonder what will they do with Final Fantasy
16?
remake or and 16, both of them.
Oh
Like,
yeah, 7 remake, right? Yeah.
yeah, is that going to be an Epic exclusive or because I mean it's supposed to come to Xbox as well, but I don't know how I don't know they're cutting deals somewhere. Someone's cutting deals, but it'll be pretty interesting. And I could honestly see I could see 16 being
Epic exclusive.
Epic exclusive.
Is 15 on Epic Game Store or no?
15 is not on Epic Game Store.
Okay, because 15's on like everything. I think it's Origin, Steam, and Windows Store. So yeah.
Mm, mm. But I mean, hey, if you have on a PC, then be hype. I mean, I think that's the better news, honestly. You know, this trend of at least more Japanese developers putting their stuff on PC, well, on
Yeah.
one store or the other. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm happy for it because you know what, I'd like to get into it. I honestly need to play the first one. It's in the closet.
World Ends With You.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
in
it's
the closet
probably
over there.
like people are saying that the DS version is the best one because
It's
it
still the best
utilizes
one.
the battle system the way that it was originally envisioned,
Hmm,
where your buttons control one character and your touchpad controls the other character.
Right, right.
But if you're on the phone, that's the one screen. So they changed the battle system. They simplified it. If you're on the Switch, same deal, one screen.
It's one screen. Yeah,
So if you
everything.
want like the OG experience, yeah, you want to play that on a DS.
Right, right. And the main character of the game is of this one, and I think I don't know if the Wicked Twisters is if that's a new organization, well, a new group uh for the people who are involved in this game now, like
Uh huh.
inside the game. But
The, the
anyways,
the the Reapers game, yeah.
the Reapers game. I the main character's called I can't say this without making it sound like window, but Rindo.
Window, yep.
It could be a window for all I care. So we've got, you know, he's the main character. And then we've got these other characters, Fret, Nagi, I can't say his Minami Minamoto.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah, you know, all these kind of cool people just doing their thing. I mean, this game has been known for it's just I don't know, people have really nice style. I don't know if
It's got a good visual style for sure.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
I'm glad it's got a certain flair to it. It's cool to see like modern Chibiya. If you go back and you play World Ends With You on DS, you're gonna be like, oh, this is Chibiya from 15 years ago, basically.
Can you do the same? Can you basically track Shibuya through some of the personas as well?
But Persona 5, you mean?
Wait, it's only five. What?
5 is the only one that's in like real world Tokyo.
Real world
Like,
Tokyo.
4 is like in Inaka, like just
In
quotations,
Inaka, that's
in
right,
like
that's
random
right.
Inaka, yeah. And then 3 is in like not Tokyo, but like it's you know what I mean?
It's
Like
like yeah, three was like it. What is this place? It's not really Tokyo, but it's
yeah.
nice, kind of like Tokyo
Yeah,
place.
you can tell. I think in 3 we're like, oh, that's probably Odaiba, no? But like it's not. It's just like you know, a city. But 5
Yeah,
is legitimately like, oh, this is Tokyo. Like this is just straight up Tokyo.
this
So
is it. But yeah, in this game, I mean, you're still gonna be doing the same thing that you did in the previous game. You will still have your pins to collect and use to defeat the noise. And I guess this is a more of an action game. I
yeah,
mean,
no.
just looking at the trailer, I mean, it's pretty much an action game. It's just
Yeah, this is like a straight up like ARPG here, which is exciting. I mean, obviously they had to make changes because
it's
the
one
original
screen.
game was designed for a touchscreen and a lot of tapping and swiping. I ruined my touchscreen on my DS because like this game ruined my touchscreen. Like I like scratched the hell out of my touchscreen because of this game.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not the
Well,
only one. I know I'm not the only one.
it's like
Yeah,
people just scratching the touchscreen, just like do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I mean,
yeah, because the battles get pretty freaking crazy, and the
pretty
touchscreen on a
frantic.
DS is like just the what is it? The resistive stylus, not capacitive. Like one
Right.
you got to put pressure on
You
there.
have to
So
put pressure on it, and
yeah,
there's not a lot of area on that screen.
yeah, it's small actually. Yeah,
It's small because I think that the top screen was bigger than the bottom screen if
yeah,
I
just a
remember.
bit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean this you never like you probably didn't realize it, but there was a tweet I think from a virtual YouTuber Kiri Coco
Hmm.
who was like, yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter for a while because Rise came out recently, right? So a
Right,
lot of
right.
YouTubers are playing Rise,
Hmm.
and then she like took a picture of her PSP. And then her iPhone like on top of that, and the iPhone screen was bigger than the entire PSP.
Wait, she must have
Yep.
like like one of those Max, like one of those kind of Galaxy S size phones or something. Because
Um.
like, I mean, I could see. I mean, really,
Yep. It was
PSPs are
bigger. It
pretty.
was bigger than the whole PSP. Yeah. The
PSPs
screen
are
of the iPhone.
long. PSPs are long.
Yeah. I mean, they are with the buttons included, but the actual physical. I mean, even just like the screen, like just the
But yeah,
screen,
but the screen
it's
itself is
way
small.
smaller.
Yeah,
It's way smaller
it's
than
way
you remember.
smaller.
It's
Yeah.
small actually. If you, I think you pulled out your PSP right now, you'd be like, oh shit, this is not that big. Yeah. But the
It's like
Vita
in
though,
it's
the
like in
Vita's
the
a big
corner.
screen. I think Vita's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Vita's nice. The Vita's nice. It's dead, but it's nice.
Well, it's not dead. Yeah, give it like 2 more months. Then,
Give it
yeah.
2 more months, and that store is going to be. I need to still go and check out any of the some JRPGs. Maybe like the older PS1 stuff.
Oh please, yeah, you got to download Xenogears, Chrono Cross, and maybe FF6.
I do need to download it. I don't remember.
Wild Arms, Suikoden.
Oh
Yeah.
man. You know what? You know what? This is the time when I should have a PSP Go.
Maybe go to Book Off, man. Try to find one.
This is gonna like no on that. Like no, I only knew one person who ever had a PSP Go,
Yeah, same.
and it was that was an experience. I salute them for
And they
having
look
it.
cool. Don't get me wrong, they look cool.
They
but,
look
like,
cool. It was like, and you got to
need,
slide it up
you
too.
need memory cards. You need a shitload of memory cards.
You need a
so,
crap ton of memory cards for it.
Yeah, I mean they're cheaper now, but at the time they were expensive, like the memory stick duos. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Anyways,
I gotta take a sip of water. Okay, so Resident Evil 8. I guess I'll just
Yeah,
put RE8 Village.
Actually, I think technically it's just called Village. There's no 8 in the actual official
Is
title.
it what? Like, yeah, what is it actually called?
It's called Resident Evil Village. There's no like actual 8 officially in there.
I'll take the 8 out then. I'll take the 8 out to be.
And everyone
RE
calls it 8 because it
Village.
is obviously the 8th Resident Evil, but
What are they gonna
Yeah.
do for 9 though?
that's a really good question. What do you think? So if you look at the logo for Village right now, you can see VII
Yeah.
kind of hidden in Village because they're like, oh, like yeah, like hint hint, it's the 8th Resident
It's
Evil.
it's the 8th Resident Evil.
Yeah,
hint,
so they
hint.
put VII in Village because yeah, it's the 8th Resident Evil. But good question for 9, are they gonna try to find like IX somewhere? Like what?
I mean, if FF7 can go down its intermission, intergrade, inter whatever all these inters are going to be called, then yeah, they'll figure out a way. There's going to be some word that allows them to have a 9. 9 is just what?
IX.
IX.
Well,
There's
that's
gotta be
only if they go
somewhere.
Roman numerals. If you look at the logo for what was it for 7 for what's it called? What's the subtitle of 7? Is it just called
The subtitle remake,
no.
intermission, intergrade.
Um
There's another subtitle. There's a subtitle for.
it's just called 7. It's called Biohazard actually. It's called Biohazard. So Resident Evil
okay,
7
okay.
Biohazard. So if you look at the logo, if you look at the English logo for Resident Evil Biohazard, it
Mhm.
doesn't say 7. There's no 7 in there.
There isn't. Right.
Yeah.
Because they.
It's the Roman numeral like VII.
I'm telling you, man, they're backing
it's
themselves into a horrible hole. That's someone literally was like, how can we work in? Let's make this game in a village. You know, Village also has these we can put RE, we can make it in there. So we're setting it in a village. Yeah. That's what I felt was happening.
Hey, just pro trivia here. The subtitle in English versions is Biohazard, but in
Right.
Japan, guess what the subtitle is?
What is it?
It's Resident Evil. So in Japan, the game is called the game is called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil in Japan.
Oh man, but I feel like from now on they're trying to like I think
They're trying to make everything the same. Yeah, exactly.
It's the same, yeah. So it's
yeah.
starting to go more just it's just Resident Evil now. We're looking at the new trailer, and honestly, I'm not actually looking. It's on. This is what I do. I'm blocking it out. I don't actually see what's happening on the trailer because I don't want to know too much about this game, and I still need to play 7, or Resident Evil. I still need to play that one because, of course, it has this the same character. It's continuing with Ethan, and you need to figure out. I think he's going to save his daughter, and yeah, but the things that came out of this this Resident Evil showcase, a couple things. Number one, were the 2 demos that they announced,
and they're timed, right?
They're timed, yeah. So there's 2 30-minute demos that are exclusive to the PlayStation 5 and the PS4, and one of them has already come and gone, or 2 of them, the for the village and for the castle. You could spend 30 minutes in them. And doing whatever you want. One of them is gone. The Village. Village was from April 17th to April 8th at 5 p.m. Like they're very specific too. And then the other one, the Castle, will actually be up by the time you listen to this podcast on the 24th and the 25th of April. Mm-hmm. You can go explore 30 minutes of the Castle.
Shit, this game comes out really soon, man.
It comes out May 7th.
Yeah, this game comes out real soon.
Not May 8th. I don't know if they're. Oh, I don't know why, but I wanted it to just be a bunch of eights lined up. Should
Oh,
have
that'd be
been
good.
like.
Yeah.
Should have been August. Should have been August 8th.
I don't know that they go that far, but
I mean, they it's called Village. They could have went the extra mile.
yeah.
Yeah. So that
In other
didn't what's
Resident Evil
happening.
news, more exciting though. No one gives a shit about Village, obviously. The most exciting news is Resi 4 VR, which was leaked.
Is that what you're? Well, it's not leaked. I mean, it was officially announced.
It was leaked probably like last year for the Capcom leak. Remember?
Oh.
And then they announced it, and they're like, "Yeah, Resident Evil 4 VR." I'm like, "Oh shit! I guess that leak was legit then."
And I was like, I had forgotten about it. Okay, well, you see, it's life is so much better when old news becomes new news to you.
Yeah, so part of the Capcom leak a couple months ago, we talked about it on the podcast. I forget what episode, but there was all the data that got leaked out, and one of the things was Resi 4 VR, and I'm like, is that real? And then like they're like, hey, last week it was confirmed basically, and I'm like, okay, that leak is looking more and more and more.
Can't wait till we get
legit.
Ultra Combo Fighter, Super Street Fighter.
Yeah, yeah. So that means Street Fighter 6 is coming for sure. Then, like for sure. Like this is like legit.
I think the only thing that wasn't on there was that Pragmata game. Honestly, I mean,
honestly, yeah, it was everything. Yeah, aren't you worried? Like, aren't you worried? Like that wasn't on there. Yeah,
like, everything else was on there, but that game. Even that Power Stone. We even had like the Power Stone with us too. It's like, everything's coming.
It's
everything's
so funny.
Coming.
Like, what happened to that goddamn game if it's not on the leak?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I wonder, and I actually have a question. Like, crap. It's I think they also announced last weekend something for Ghosts and Ghouls.
Really?
Like a remake or whatever. I'm wondering if that was on there. It probably was. We'll just assume everything it was actually just on there. It does no lie. But yeah, Oculus Quest 2 is going to be getting Resident Evil 4, which means that you can get Resident Evil 4 on pretty much any and everything.
Every console known
to it's just everywhere.
Next up, announce for your Samsung smart fridge. Like literally, fuck everything, man. It's on mobile phones too. You know?
Yeah. It's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. And I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do, but you know, the Oculus, their studio, and then or Armature Studios is going to be the one developing it. And it's like, yeah, the game that revolutionized the industry is taking on a new form with Oculus Quest 2. RE4 it was an instant classic when it was first revealed in 2005.
Well, that was like my life.
Years ago.
Holy shit! If you were born the year that game came out, you're like in high school now. Like that's not normal. That's not right.
You can play it again in VR. No, you can play it for the first time probably in VR.
If you were born in 2005, hey, just check out this game that you probably don't give a shit about, but the rest of the game world does.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. So there'll be more information on that at the Oculus Gaming Showcase on April 21st. But essentially, yeah, they showed some gameplay. There is gameplay of it, and it just looks like you're holding a gun and shooting.
Are you gonna play this? Are you gonna play this?
I am. I am hungry for Oculus content, for VR content. I tried the Keys in the Eye.
The rhythm game, yeah.
Dude, it's so freaky.
Yeah, why?
I mean, like it was actually okay. So one, it was cool. I wasn't expecting to have fun with it. So I sat down, and it was just because like it emulates you almost being at a concert, right? And you hold your
light sticks or whatever.
Your light sticks. Yeah. And at first I thought it was like a rhythm game and I have to hit it, you know, but no, you just hold it and you can, you know. But what's crazy is like the better you do, she's like dancing in front of you, like there's a stage performance essentially, and you get closer, like she gets closer and closer to you. But it's kind of crazy because like when she's moving to the left or right, and you start following her, but you're also doing the wand stuff or whatever. It feels like you're at a concert, and it was actually kind of interesting. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Like this isn't a game I want to play on hard difficulty. I found out like actually just playing this on like normal or something.
It's fun. It's kind of just like being at a concert.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at a concert.
That's cool.
So yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, you can check that out. Give us your impressions when it comes out. I honestly I saw the headline and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like I didn't even bother looking.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
Because what's to say about it? It's Resi 4, a game that everyone's played, unless you're like in high school right now.
Yeah,
it's a game that everyone's played, and it's on like what? Like okay, I get it. Like you know what I mean?
It's just on Oculus. That's the beauty. That's all it is. And then of course there's going to be a collaboration with Dead by Daylight, so Resident Evil is going
Yeah,
to
it's gonna
cross
put a
over into
Resi
there.
thing in there. Yeah.
And that's pretty cool that they're celebrating their 5-year milestone and all that wonderful jazz. But I guess the only other news that came out of this was the Mercenaries mode that I think a lot of people probably first
A
played
lot of people like
in
Mercenaries.
Resident Evil 4, but of course
Yep.
it was in RE3 Nemesis. That's going to be coming back as well.
Mhm.
In this game, with the one little slight twist is that there's going to be some little power ups that you can find in the game while you're playing, which allow you to increase your speed or attack boost, simple stuff like that. But mercenaries, sorry, it was a
Right.
mode where you just it was a score attack, take out zombies,
Basically, yeah.
score
Yeah.
attack, yeah,
Mhm.
endless waves, just do it.
Yep.
So hope you all like that awesomeness there.
Yeah.
Moving on to the last little bit of the news, is the Final Fantasy VII remake intermission.
Yeah, with Yuffie. Does they say like when it takes place in the story? Is it during the story or is it after the final boss fight?
So they did actually say when it appears or when it takes place in the story, and this is coming from, I guess I should say, all the news that we've gotten so far is actually come from an official blog post from the PlayStation blog, also from Square Enix and Capcom Unity. So go check those out if you want to find all these stories. But this is it happens. It happens like during, if I remember right.
During your playthrough, so it's when you're just elsewhere.
Let me read this really quickly. That's it. She does. There we go. What is Yuffie's role in Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade? The Wutai.
We know who Yuffie is. It's fine.
I mean, there is a part that does say like, well, what is it?
The destruction of Mako. Here we go. So
Yeah,
after the Mako reactor 5, that's when she moves in, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's the second reactor you blow up, right? Not the first one. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So her and her partner Sonon, they're just there to steal some of Shinra's secrets.
What are you doing? What is Cloud and Party doing after the second explode? Oh no, that's when Cloud gets. That's when Cloud meets Aerith, right? Because he falls through
from
yeah.
After.
Right. So that's when Cloud gets separated, and then you're with Aerith, and you come meet up, and you go back to Sector 7, and Tifa's in a sexy dress, and you're like, oh, where's Tifa going? Okay, got it.
Tifa's in a sexy dress.
So this would be during like Wall Market, basically, right?
Essentially, that seems like, yeah. And then of course she's trying to find. I think somewhere in here they actually mentioned she's trying to find. Of course, it's materia, but it's the ultimate materia that Shinra is kind of working on. And other than that, I mean, they explain how the battle system works. Apparently, you're going to be able to use her. What do you call it? Is it a boomerang? Ninja star? Ninja wheel? Pinwheel?
The like the gigantic
shuriken? Yeah, you'll be able to use that.
Is that what it is? Like a gigantic shuriken?
Yeah, well, you'll be able to use it in terms of like, you can send it off, have it attack multiple enemies, and it'll come back to you, which is kind of cool. I mean, honestly, the battle system isn't going to be anything too much more different. Thanks for explaining it. But they introduced all the characters. If you want to check out this post, it is really nice to give you a little overview of who's who, what they're doing. There is a character called Billy Bob in this game.
Oh, cool.
I am kidding you not. Billy Bob.
I like it. Yeah. That comes out. When is that date again? It's like June, I think.
This date is June 10th on PS5.
Yeah, PS5 only, right? Yeah.
Right.
So obviously, I'm not gonna get a PS5 just for this, despite the fact that I had a really good time with 7. I had a good time with 7. I loved, like, it was probably one of my favorite games of last year, if not my favorite game of last year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even a full game, so I'm not gonna get a PS5 just to play this. Like, I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers. I'm gonna do my best to avoid spoilers, but like, this isn't gonna convince me to get a PS5.
No.
So
I mean, it's only what, 2, maybe 3 hours of a game. If I remember, it's like 2 chapters or something. Is what they said. So
I wonder if they're gonna put this on PC for the rumored PC release. Like, this is gonna come out on PS5 first, obviously, and then if we get a PC version of 7 Remake, let's say in another half year or something like that, if this will just come bundled with the PC release.
I feel like it would be there's probably going to be some sort of like Final Fantasy VII Ultimate bundle.
Yeah, because when 15 got a PC release, it came with at the time all the DLC.
All the DLC. Right.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine they did the same thing, and it seems like because the DLC is free if you already own it on PS5, so that it would only make sense that they'd include it for the PC release.
Wait, it's free if you own it on PS5? Like if you just buy it on PS5?
If you buy it on PS5, I believe it is free.
It
Let me
comes
let me just
free. But
let me just
if you get it, if you get Remake for free because you owned it on the PS4,
for Plus,
then you have to pay for
you have
then
to pay $20. So if you already own Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PS4, digital or physical, and own a PS5, you can download
you get Remake for
FF7
free
Remake
on
for
PS5.
free. Oh
But the
wait, sorry.
UFI episode
Oh
is
my
paid.
goodness.
Okay,
Oh
got
my
it.
goodness. The intermission integrates.
Did you say okay? So here's
Okay,
what's going
straight
on.
it out. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'll
Straight it out for
explain
the peeps. Straight it out
If
for the
you
peoples.
own FF7 Remake on the PS4 physically, or if you downloaded it, you paid money for it, like 60 USD. You get Remake for free on PS5, but then you have to buy the Yuffie DLC separately. If you don't own a PS4 and you're jumping in the Remake right now and you buy FF7 Remake for the PS5, then I guess you also get the Yuffie Remake that's included with your purchase. If you downloaded FF7 Remake for free via Plus, you have to pay for everything.
There we go. I don't know why it feels convoluted, but it's not. It feels like it is when you say it, but it's actually not as bad. Anyways, that's it.
Yep, that's it. That is it. Yeah, so if you buy it brand new on the PS5, you get the DLC
You do
for
get
free.
it. You do get it.
Yeah, so me, since I bought it on a disc on PS4, I just have to pay for the Yuffie DLC.
Right, right. Bye, Yuffie. My favorite character. Well, was one of my favorite characters. I didn't use her in my party though at all. I was, I don't know. I guess I like that she was a ninja or something in OG7. Yeah, I was like, man, she's so awesome. But like the only people I actually used throughout the last part of that game were because I never got Vincent. Sorry, I'm not a true Final Fantasy VII fan. People.
Did you just not know how to get him, or you're just like fuck it, I
No,
don't give a shit
I didn't. I didn't know how to get them. Like
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's back when I was like what in middle school or something.
Yeah.
And you play a game through and unless you were looking at a magazine or something.
If you knew how to get Vincent, but you're just like, I don't give a shit about this guy.
That would have just been mean.
Yeah, I mean, I got him. I didn't use him, but I got him.
It was like,
yeah,
I got him.
Well, no, it's because he's got an interesting story. Like he has a little, like you learn a little bit more about Sephiroth just by getting Vincent. So I mean, it's pretty interesting for the story. But other than that, I don't give two shits about him. Sorry, Vincent fans, but
sorry, Vincent fans.
They might
all the Vincent fans are just like, why?
Yeah, they might make a story a little more interesting for 7 because like we said, like they were so Yuffie and Vincent were optional characters in OG7.
Right.
But they're probably not optional anymore.
They're not. I don't think so. And at the bottom, I already closed the window, but Whis, aka involved in like the deep ground stuff, which ties into Vincent, is in this game. So I just assumed that they're just gonna make it all a seamless story experience.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone and they were like, for Remake Part 2, they really would like for Square not to mess with the world map or anything stuff that opens up. I'm like, I don't think that's not. I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be messing around with the world map in this game.
Like you're not gonna be on a world map.
No. I think every section, unless they decide to change it,
it's gonna be pretty linear in that sense, right?
It's gonna be pretty linear, but just how you went from different areas in Midgar, you'll be going to different parts on the map.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. I think that's how it's gonna be as well. Obviously, that's gonna rub some purists the wrong way because they're like, I don't want this is how I want a 7 remake to be, but I don't know. Like it's a pretty I don't know. It's pretty sensitive, I guess, because like I think by making it linear, like they did with 7 Remake, it lets them push a story like really hard. Because they force you to be in a certain area at a certain time, so they can have like the story play out in a certain sense. If they did the world map thing, they could still push a story, but people would be experiencing things in like a different order.
In a different order.
Yeah.
So what a good example that they could do would be something similar to like a Final Fantasy 10 or even 13. I think it was the Calmlands, or in 13 it was that one area where you could kind of just roam around.
Yeah, they have that one thing, but I don't know. Like I don't know how much story they could do. I mean, what they could do, and this wouldn't like please everyone.
Hmm.
Whereas they would have like an open world map, but if you try to go to an area before the story dictated you, they would just have like a guy stand there and be like, "You're not allowed." Oh,
Under
okay.
construction.
Yeah,
No.
something like that. So it's the illusion of open worldness, but in reality, you're still confined to the linear path.
That wouldn't be that bad. This road or whatever is under construction right now, so turn back around. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they go with that. But yeah, that I feel like that does it for us this week. Do you have anything you want to talk about, or any news or anything like that?
Um, yeah, Nier comes out in a couple days,
Oh yeah,
so I'm gonna probably play that.
it's April 20.
Second,
Is it 22nd? I thought it was like 23rd or 24th.
maybe
23rd.
23rd in North America, but oh, is it 24th? Yeah, you're right. My bad. It's 24th. Yeah.
Okay, which is nice. I mean, you'll get to go back into your Near, but
On
I mean,
PC
you
though.
haven't
Sorry, I gotta
on
clarify.
PC.
24th on PC. It's probably sooner for console.
Okay. And then like, I remember you said you haven't played OG Near. I mean, a lot of us probably haven't. So uh, everyone's going into this fresh, and it seems like they've done a pretty good job on this remake. Or not remake. What did we decide to call it again? What is it called again?
It's honestly it's borderline remake. Really, it's pushing against. Yeah, it's borderline remake. I would say.
So
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, shit. So if I wanted to play it early, I have to get a Japanese copy because it comes out on 22nd in
Are
Japan.
you gonna play it in Japanese though? Or
No, I'm
wait,
gonna play it in English.
oh, okay. I was gonna say
I'm gonna play it on PC in English.
in
So.
English. Okay. I was wondering if it might have both titles. I mean, both
It does. It
languages
does.
on it.
It
Okay.
does. It does. Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
So you can, yeah. It'd be kind of crazy playing that in Japanese the first time. That would be kind of.
I don't think I would. I'd probably be like, "What in the fuck?" Yeah.
What is this? This dude? This word? I don't.
I
Even,
don't think I could play. Like, I don't think I could play Automata in Japanese, to be honest.
uh, no. I haven't gotten that far. So.
Yeah, you should finish. You should finish Automata.
That's my goal. That's our the Golden Week rule. I mean, it's almost coming up on Golden Week here in Japan.
Oh, shit,
That
right,
is
yeah.
not next week.
The week after.
Week after next.
Yeah.
Which is actually almost a perfect Golden Week. Almost a perfect Golden Week.
Yeah, with your weekend bookend, right?
Yeah.
If you take
Almost.
like the Friday off, I think as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you
do
take
that.
what is it? If you take Friday, yeah.
I think it's Friday.
Off, yeah.
You have to take Friday off. So you have Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Right.
Tuesday, Wednesday. I think. Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah. Wow. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty much almost that perfect one if
Yeah.
if you do it. But yeah, I guess that'll do it for us this week. It was good to be back in the podcast chair.
It's just your normal chair, but yeah.
It's my normal chair. I
Yeah.
spend 90% of my day in here. It
Yeah.
was great being on the podcast again, having, talking with you,
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Talking video games.
talking video games. Like I said, once again, you can follow myself and my co-host Alex on Twitch, where we always talk video games or play video games. Yeah, that's more adamant. We play those video games. What are you playing this week?
What on stream?
Yeah. What are you streaming?
I don't know.
It's every week, dude. Every week.
I have no idea. I'm streaming tomorrow, and I'm like, honestly, like I woke up today, and I'm like, fuck, I stream tomorrow. Like, what am I gonna play? So it's either gonna be 14 or a JRPG that I just pull out of nowhere, or I'm gonna download a horror game and just play it.
You've been on like the bouncer, like freaking the bouncer,
Yeah,
the
I played
random as
Bouncer, yeah, you
motherfucking
guys want to
game
check out,
ever.
I mean, my VODs might be still up. I'm not gonna.
It should
save
be
them
up.
or
It should be
anything,
up.
Yeah. But if you guys want to check out me playing the Bouncer, I did 2 playthroughs of the Bouncer, so that's 2 different characters. Yeah, you want to check those VODs probably within the next week because they're gonna get auto deleted by Twitch.
Yeah.
I played the Bouncer on a PS2, so like an actual PS. I didn't use an emulator. I was legitimately playing off a PS2. So yeah, check that out.
Oh man, yeah. So definitely, if you want to, definitely go check those out. Go check them out.
The game sucks, by the way.
The
I mean,
game
no, it's not
sucks.
bad. I like.
It was a movie.
I didn't hate it. But I'm like,
you
it's not a
played the
good game.
wrong
It's not a good
FMV game.
Yeah.
You played the wrong FMV game, buddy. You
Yeah.
Erica'd yourself.
Yeah, it's not a. I mean, fuck. I mean, it's not a good game, but I still played it twice. So what can I say?
You just
Yeah.
say it was an experience. That's what
Yeah.
I say about Erica. It was an
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, so definitely go check him out. He streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Japan Standard Time, or 9. Just do the math yourself, people.
Yeah, it's
I feel so bad.
4 basically. Yeah.
And then I'll be streaming on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Playing Kingdom Hearts, Crash Bandicoot, and probably
Erica, yeah.
Eric. The contradiction was the bomb, man.
Yeah, you streamed for a hell long time. I
that-
saw your VOD and I was like, wait, is that a glitch? You
Dude,
fucking streamed for like 8
it
hours.
was like
Holy
6
shit.
or 8 hours. It was.
Yeah, it was 8 hours. It was 8 hours. I was like, I can't believe.
I,
Yeah.
at one point I looked up and the sun was coming up and I was like, I feel like I should have chicken nuggets next to me. Like
Yeah,
the
I
last time
thought-
this happened, there were nuggets.
Yeah, I checked your VOD. I'm like, wait, that can't be. Is that a glitch? Like, how does that? Yeah, but no. That's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's gonna do it for us this week. Remember, you set the tone. Go play some games. Have some fun. Stay safe. If you can get your shot, go get your shot.
Yeah.
Be grateful for it. And we'll see you for next week, episode number 81 of the
Right.
Unknown Games podcast.
Cool. That sounds good.
We're just gonna cut the stream at this.
All right. Well, all right. Whatever. Yeah.
Peace.